not just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Thursday, August 17th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We got a lot of stuff to give away for today, and we're going to have a very special podcast broadcast with Gimp Girl in studio for the very first time. We're going to talk about her obsession, fetish / art, and I'm very fascinated by this lifestyle. And that I knew nothing about, and I still know nothing about, but we'll go down the rabbit hole with Gimp Girl a little bit later on. Starting to show off, it's always difficult, or recently it's been difficult just to even get into the studio or out of the studio because of the, what's the best way to say this? We are being terrorized by long haul trucker, like transit community. Yeah, it's a weird thing. So, you know, we used to have Apney right next to us, like, you know, big telemarketing firm.
Right.
And when I first moved to town, I was used to seeing this, you know, huge sprawling building with huge parking lot, just packed with cars looking like it was an IKEA parking lot, right? And I didn't understand what it was at first. And I figured out, oh, that's just a telemarketing thing. So they were employing like thousands of people. And, you know, like most telemarketing firms, it was kind of like a sham scam, whatever. And it went out of business. So a lot of people lost their jobs. Of course. And that was a bummer, you know, because it was a lot of the, you know, people who were just like not unemployable, but, you know, they were going for low hanging fruit. And, you know, telemarketing was a good way to make a little extra change and not really do much. So that went out of business. And for years, you know, that building just remained dormant. It was just, you know, one of those, you know, examples here in Arizona. We have them all over the place of this big, you know, like industrial complex that sat empty because it didn't have a tenant for it.
Right.
And now I want all like, you know, commercial buildings to have like thriving businesses for sure. You know, I want the community to thrive. But I was a little disappointed when we got our new neighbors because when I think it's Amazon, I don't even know if it's Amazon, right? Like it could be anyone. It could be a third party long haul trucking like docking center because all I know is that we are getting inundated on the streets all around us. There's all these you know, long haul bed like truck compartments. I don't even know what they're called.
The trailers.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. All up and down the street, sometimes like double parked, like next to each other, leaving us nothing but like 5 feet of room in width to try to squeeze our vehicles in and out of the streets. I know the other businesses in this area got to be freaking out because
we're like in an industrial area and they've also got big trucks and equipment and everything, and they can't get in and like I can't get through with my little journey. Like, what is happening?
I know, dude, and I feel like it's almost like living there. It's like shantytown,
right?
But with
they just showed
truckers.
Up one day. There just suddenly was hundreds of them. It feels like.
Yeah, I still haven't had like an email or memo from corporate or, you know, anyone. Like, I don't think anyone in this building knows what's happening. So they didn't go, you know, it's one of those big business things. Like, I guess it was an old school courtesy of when someone new moves to the neighborhood, they kind of like knock around and say, hey, new neighbor, you know, and with business, I thought that might have been a courtesy and a thing in the past. We didn't get a letter, thank you, nothing. No, it was just a bunch of, it looks like a festival for truckers, right?
So bad.
It is. It's a trip.
Right. This morning coming in, though, wasn't too bad. But trying to leave on Tuesday, I was like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to the highway.
They blocked everything. We're right behind a white cap too. And I know that they do, you know, a lot of construction stuff. So they have bigger trucks trying to get in and out all day long. Right. I know that was probably, I mean, don't be surprised if like someday we're leaving work and there's some kind of brawl between construction workers and long haul truckers just in the middle of the road, you know, because I'm sure people are pissed off. If it's a minor annoyance to us, I'm sure it's major annoyance to others.
Right. And we'll just sit there and announce it.
That would be nice. I would post that on youtube.com/BeefEaten and go viral. Been working on my shorts and stuff like that. It's good. All right, let's get right into this. So I want to give away a pair of tickets for Mammoth WVH as Wolfgang Van Halen is coming to the Rialto Theater next Tuesday. We're actually trying to see if he's going to be in town early enough to join us on the podcast broadcast.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Be awesome. We've talked to Wolfie a couple times and we vibed, so him in studio would be really cool. But we'll see. We do have a pair of tickets that I want to give away, and the way that we're going to do this morning is going to be super simple, okay? We're going to play a game around the survey says. So here's a quick question. First person who can answer this question is 600 KFMA, 600-5362 will get themselves a pair of tickets for Mammoth WVH at the Rialto Theater next Tuesday. Okay, according to a recent survey, this once taboo lifestyle. Right now, 32% of people own or have one of these. Right. So let me try to rephrase that in a way that makes sense, weirdo. What was once considered taboo, now 32% of Americans have this. What is this? 600 KFMA, 600-5362. If you could be the first person to answer that question, then you're going to be our first winner this morning and get those Mammoth WVH tickets. But it's a get good or get lucky week on Beef Vegan Presents. You can get good at one of the games. All right, let me see. How is this sounding now? Like, I want to understand, like, what my deal was on that video. So let me know in the comments. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the podcast broadcast. Hopefully you hear me just fine as we're getting things ready. It's not you, Rose. Stop looking so concerned. Get in there. You're fine. And welcome, Rose and Caleb, back to the podcast broadcast. Good morning. We're going to get their cameras set up, but I got to figure out that audio issue first.
Yeah, Anthony's messaging me saying it's an echo.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's an echo. What about now? Yeah, I mean, how is there an echo? Is my only issue here. I'm doubled up and echo. Let's see. What if I do it like this here? If is it weirdos? I continue to give me comments here. Now we're good. Are we good right now? All right.
Much better.
There's a StreamYard mic open. Yeah, but I don't get that. I don't understand. It's weirdo.
Me?
God, it's you, weirdo.
Damn it. Now it's back. I'm muted. All right, let me log out.
Yeah, I don't understand. Let's see. All right, what about now? When you just see, I'm doubled up on Kayla and Rose here. All right, let's see. Normally we don't have these kind of technical issues, but now we do. And let's see, somebody's calling, so maybe this is... All right, we're perfect now. So it is weirdo. So weirdo, you messed it up somehow? I don't understand. Did you mute your mic?
I did.
Now. We're good now. Thanks, Nick.
Later.
All right. Yeah, stand by though, because I'm gonna try to get weirdo in there again. Now is it all janky again just because weirdo's in the stream?
Echo.
Let's see. All right. Well, and good morning, Rose. This is a good way to get close to the mic. Let's get comfortable.
Good morning.
All right. And I was playing pumpkins on the stream, and that was 100% my bad. I was just giving them a little headphone jack. We got both Rose and Kayla in studio. Of course, Kayla was a superstar who went viral yesterday with our ticket promotion post. Thank you for that picture, by the way. That was fantastic, and so many thirsty comments on that. And I didn't know whether or not to tag you right away because, I obviously want to help grow your Instagram page, but I wanted to give you a heads up because these guys are going to come out of the woodworks, and you would have had so many people like slide in DMs immediately, being like, "Hey, what's going on?" Right? And then Rose, of course, we talked about this just the other day. Kayla messaged me, and I met Rose at the WrestleFest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, WrestleMania, and shout out to As the World Burns. So you were one of the promo ring girls along with Kayla. And we had a great time. And, you were wearing your mask and, and we have a picture of Valdez, back with the echo. Jesus Christ. Weirdo.
What?
I don't know what your thing is.
My computer's a dinosaur?
No, that's not it.
Yeah, I don't know.
All All right. You know what? We're gonna figure this out real quick. I'm gonna check out. I don't want to get distracted too much on this. All right, let's get here. Kayla Rose, why don't you fix that laptop? Yeah, no, it's good. Fix your laptop so you're both on the screen here. So there you go. Perfect. You guys look fantastic. All right. Now we're good. Weirdos, echo sucks. And you say it's back. No, it's not good. All right, let me check my settings here. This is fantastic. Let's see. Boom, boom. I should be good on my things. Yeah, I should be good.
This laptop.
All right, I'm going to send you. Keep commenting, Todd. We'll figure this out here soon. It's not. Is it Valdez's laptop?
That's what I was gonna say.
Say it's not as bad, and Valdez's laptop shouldn't be an issue because
It's muted. Yeah.
You know what? Unmute your microphone there.
Them?
Yeah. On the laptop. Unmute that microphone. All right, now I'll mute it. How about now? Give me some good news, Todd.
How about now, Brown Cow?
All right, Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast, troubleshooting, and it is what it is. But we got a great podcast lined up for you. And please welcome our in-studio guest. Welcome back, Kayla. Good morning, Kayla. Good morning. And welcome back. Welcome for the first time, Rose. Good morning, Rose.
Hello. All
right, so with Rabbit Hole of Rose's beautiful Instagram page, and you describe yourself as what, Rose?
Oh, rubber enthusiast.
Yeah, rubber enthusiast.
Yeah.
And this is something I have so many questions. I want to know, like, when you started developing this enthusiasm and with this rubber enthusiast, and you think like, well, latex rubber, full body suits, even masks. Would you call them like Gimp masks?
Oh, not quite. I think Gimp is like the generic term, but it's more of a hood.
Okay.
Or the mask, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. See, I got to figure out all the terminology. So, like Weirdo and I are both very not only kink friendly, very open minded in all different types of lifestyles. Nice. The way that you've been documenting your, love and infatuation with this lifestyle has been nothing short of artistic. And we're going to be showing those images on the podcast broadcast as well. And so we got that we're going to be talking about, plus Furry's fight on the beach. We're going to be showing that video and play by play. So that's going to be fun. Oh, yeah. Speaking of kink life, and also we got your TMI top 5. So we'll do that after Avatar's The Dirt I'm Buried In. You can join us, youtube.com/BeVegan, or keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. Clear. All right. Now, Weirdo, get back in, but don't mute your mic. And okay. I will mute it on my end. And maybe that's the issue. So just a reminder here, as we're rocking out to Avatar on the FM side, I'm going to pull up Rose's Instagram page as well, which is a fun follow. You encourage people to follow you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, and if you're into, so like, here's the deal too. So, these pictures, are just so well put together, and okay, it looks like I can't even mute. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Okay. Did you mute it?
No, it says the host has unmuted your mic and now has muted your mic.
Okay. All right. Let's see. You shall not speak. You let me know if you're hearing an echo here. And as we got two weirdos, there we go. And here, I'm pulling up Rose's page. So Rose has all these fantastic shots on her Instagram. And, I think this is more like an iPhone shot, you would say, as opposed to some of these cameras. What kind of camera is it?
Oh, I use a Canon E50, I believe it is.
Okay, so you're taking these pictures.
Yeah, I take selfies.
Okay, so
minus that photo.
Oh yeah, minus this. Who is the photographer in this shot?
So that is Eugene, or Cyanotype Photography, amazing cyanotype film developer.
Okay,
and very artistic, wonderful guy.
Were you down on like 4th Avenue by the tunnel doing pictures recently?
No, that was actually another fetish model.
Okay.
I do know who you're talking about, though. But yeah, she did some dog play downtown.
Some dog play. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Do you get like emails and updates of other fetish models who are like out working in the area?
Oh, I wish I did. No, I'm not quite as in the community as much as I'd like to be, but I do follow most of them. So Yeah, I stay updated via Instagram.
Yeah, because our coworker Jorge was driving with his wife and his kid, and he saw them on like 4th Avenue going the tunnel. He's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "If I wasn't with my wife and kid, I would have turned back around and take a second look." But I was like, "Yeah, they're keeping Tucson beautifully strange. I love it." So yeah, let's pull this back up. And now, fetish model. Are you aspiring fetish model? Is this something that you've been doing for how long?
I would say, I haven't kept track of time. I would say a good 3+ years. And I wouldn't say aspiring fetish model, more of just a lifestyle. And I photograph it and put it online for everybody else to see.
Yeah, and I love it. I mean, you're almost head to toe, all blacked out in tattoos.
Yes.
Yes. And is there a square inch of your body that isn't inked up?
Oh, yeah. There's still some spots left. So
Okay.
if you see skin, you can tattoo it.
Yeah. Are you aspiring to just be completely covered?
Oh, absolutely.
What about your entire face? I mean, I see, of course, the tattoo across the forehead part, which looks fantastic. Are you and then of course tattoo right down here?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the lip.
Yeah. So, but where do you stop? Do you?
Oh, there's a stopping point. Eventually, I want to go like high on the cheeks, but I'm not gonna go full face.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and not like tattoo the eyeballs or go full blown lizard man.
Oh, I would do the eyeballs, but that risk is not worth it.
Yeah.
Looks good, though.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. All right, so we're going to be going down the rabbit hole a little bit more. Let's get into some headlines, and we're going to talk more about being a rubber enthusiast and the proper terminology, so I don't offend anyone that's wearing too much rubber. And I do this when Kayla came in, she talked about her suspension. And at that point, I'm well versed. I had a friend who was into suspension. So I was able to discover and learn about that. And that way, you learn the terminology of people who inhibit this lifestyle. So that way you don't sound ignorant and offensive when asking about it. Now, I know right off the bat, saying the label of the podcast is going to be a little strange. I'll update it later, but I was like, something about, meeting a Gimp girl. I just tried it.
I like that. That's kind of nice.
Gimp girl is pretty catchy. You can use it if you want, but, but you don't necessarily call the mask that you wear, which is very Catwoman-esque. And I'm thinking, Michael Keaton's Batman Returns Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. In fact, actually, it was well documented that Tim Burton heavily inspired by that lifestyle. And I'm sure that many people developed an infatuation and a rubber enthusiasm from Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Would you agree? And is this one of the kind of icons in this realm? And
as for her, she didn't inspire me. No, she absolutely wore latex beautifully, and they did great on her costume. Or I should say outfit, not costume. I wouldn't say one of the top ones, though. I feel like it's more of people overseas, Europe and whatnot. There's a huge kink and fetish scene over there, and I feel like they really started what we have now and what I do.
No, I know. Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of our kink culture from Eastern Eastern Europe. In fact, actually, I was talking to my friend from high school. Her grandmother just gifted her a bunch of kinky ass lingerie. Her grandmother's German, still has the accent. And I was like, them Germans, man, they're freaky. It does not surprise me. I saw images of it too, and it's so funny because this is lingerie that's real leather, because it was before they developed the different fabrics. But it garter belts and all this amazingly beautiful kinky type of lingerie accessories that she was getting from her 90-year-old grandmother.
That's kind of awesome though.
Oh, so awesome.
Yeah.
You're I knew for a long time when I met her, I was like, here's a lady who knows how to get down.
Yeah.
You could tell. And it's something about those Germans, man. They're super kink friendly. In fact, I think it would be almost impossible to find a German who's just into regular missionary sex. I mean, maybe I'm assuming much, but all right. Well, let's get into a TMI top 5. I got some top 5 headlines I want to share with you real quick as we keep the conversation moving. In a new poll, 62 Americans say that they drink alcohol. Now, if you think that seems high, that's actually way lower than it was in the 70s. In the 70s, 71% of people drank alcohol. It was actually just a way of life. But it's kind of in line with, the legalization of marijuana. The more that marijuana is available for, consumption legally, the less people drink. And you're seeing that that trend go down all the way around.
Right. And like me and my boyfriend were talking about the fact that like, when we were interviewing Ricky Rackman and I asked him about like the whole like, is rock music still dangerous and that lifestyle? It doesn't need to be anymore, but B, like we are healthier. Like the millennials and Gen Zers are getting healthier. They're realizing like, oh, you can't just keep drinking yourself into oblivion and, not die. So I think it has to say like also where Americans are actually trending to be healthier.
Yeah. Like what are some healthy things that they're doing?
Well, like you said, smoking weed,
yeah,
or even doing edibles, right? Because then that way you're not inhaling and getting the bad smoke as well.
Yeah,
because it does have damage. But I would say just they're watching their parents have a rough time getting older, doing those bad habits, and they don't want to have the same life.
Maybe I was just testing you, see if you'd mentioned that you do CrossFit. Like CrossFit, like that's one way to be healthy. All right. See how strong those middle fingers are that you just flipped me off with? That's because of CrossFit.
Yeah.
All right. An entire town in New Jersey lost power because a bird caught a fish. And talk about bad luck. Yeah. So it dropped the fish on a transformer and they ended up blowing up the entire transformer. So the entire town.
What?
Yeah. Just because a bird was hungry.
Wait, hold on. A hawk dropped a snake on a lady last week, and now a bird is dropping a fish, knocking out power. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. That bird was an osprey. If you're thinking about which bird can knock out powers to entire town. So there you go. In shocking news, back to school study. And that's what the headline reads, but this is not shocking to me at all. Maybe because I relate. But researchers have found that middle school is harder on kids who aren't attractive or athletic. Jesus. Yeah, dude. I'm like, what? What are you shocked about?
Yeah. Well, also, like, middle school is just hard anyway.
Yes.
No matter who you are.
And it's 100% harder if you feel like an outcast or you feel like you're not one of the athletic or attractive kids, and a lot of us don't peak until way later on in life. For me, it'll probably be like 55. I'm still waiting for that peak. It's going to be fantastic, but yeah, not so shocking. Yeah. And finally, in Illinois, a new law has passed, which requires parents to pay children who they are using in monetized online videos. It's like child labor laws. And this is the beginning of what lawmakers are hoping will be a trend because there's so many parents out there using their adorable kids as content and then just taking that money, not saving it, not starting a college fund, buying themselves new cars, cheating on their wives, whatever the case may be. Do you ever incorporate your kids in their videos or you keep it straight poly?
No. When we do utilize the kids, I blur their faces and we don't say their names. We just say their ages.
That's good. Now you don't have to pay them a dime. So congratulations.
No, I mean, there's a TikToker and Instagram influencer who I follow, and they do sometimes utilize their kids, but she's actually addressed it being like, no, we take those videos that our son is in and we take a percentage of that and it's already in a bank account for them. So they actually were ahead of the game on that to make sure that it was fair to their kid.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. And that's the way it should be. Honestly, I've seen too many stories already of parents who've made tons of money off their kids when they're adorable and they're viral. Then they grow up and they get into the awkward stage and they're not getting the clicks they were before. And they complain that they have no money. So Illinois is the first state that says no more of that. If you're making money off your kid needs that money. All right. Well, let's hit the reset on the FM side, but we're going to keep the conversation moving with Rose, who is a rubber enthusiast. There's so many great pictures on her Facebook and Instagram page that we got to go down the rabbit hole and talk about some of this, which I'm 100% dubbing art. It's very artistic, very beautiful. And the lifestyle is very fascinating. So you can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here on Rock 1 2.1. Clear. All right. So back to this Instagram page. Now, are you familiar with this lifestyle here, weirdo? I mean, you are obviously someone who's in a polycube relationship. I know poly has nothing to do with kink.
I mean, my husband and I were in the fetish scene like a few years ago, like before COVID. You know what I mean? Like going like fetish balls, things like that.
Those are a blast.
Oh my God, so much fun. Yeah. I mean, we went up to one in Phoenix where like upstairs it was kind of no holds barred, and then like downstairs was like performances and the music and the DJs and stuff like that. But yeah, we were into it for a minute. Just for a minute. What was the furthest you got into the kink world? I mean, going to those parties and then just, stuff at home. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, I mean, being into like rubber and that, yes, it's a kink, but it's not necessarily like a sexual thing. It's not something that you're like going to bust out
or look to do in bed every single time. Am I wrong?
Oh no, you're correct. So it could be for extracurricular activities on the king side, sure, but it can also just be for your everyday wear if you'd like. It can be uncomfortable, but I mean, yeah, absolutely can be.
Yeah. What's dating like when you talk about? First off, what's your dating situation? Are you
married?
Oh, you're
Yeah.
married. So you're married. Okay. When you met your partner, were you into like rubber? Were you rubber enthusiasts then, or is this something that developed after your relationship started?
Oh, I was very much vanilla in the beginning, and it has developed since. So I'm fairly new to rubber, being only like 3+ years in.
Okay. Yeah, and your partner, did they introduce you into this lifestyle, or how did they encourage you into this?
I encouraged myself into it.
Nice.
Actually, yeah.
And how are they reacting to that?
Very open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, is this something that starts in the bedroom and then evolves into kind of a public way?
It evolved more of a public way for me right away.
So it was public first before it was like kind of, bed play.
I actually don't wear latex in any sort of bed play
Okay.
when it comes down to it. Yeah, it's really more my aesthetic and how I feel, and it's just a fetish or, like I said, something I prefer to wear because it's just my comfort zone.
Yeah. Now, when you wear this, I'm very claustrophobic by nature, right? So there's some outfits that I've seen you wear on your Instagram page where, not that one seems very open and free. That I'm like, I'm almost hyperventilating because I'm like, oh, how's that? That's got to feel strange. But what is the feeling that you get when you're kind of, wrapped in tightly? You got, the mask on with only the eye holes, and then your body itself just completely wrapped in like a rubber condom, basically.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Honestly, it's like a hug.
Is it just like a hug?
Yeah.
And that's how you're feeling? Is this something that you were comfortable in almost immediately and you could breathe, or did you feel a little bit of anxiety? And, once you put that on, like you needed to tell yourself to breathe slow and breathe in so you can get comfortable with the confinement that these outfits have.
Also, proper latex shouldn't squeeze you like a corset would.
Okay.
I was much into corsets prior to, so I'm used to being squeezed until my ribs are,
Yeah.
going inwards at that point. But no, latex, when it fits properly, it's comfortable, it's nice. You can wear it as long as you want to.
Yeah.
Usually, I love it.
Right. And there's also an element of with being restrained in the king scene. Also do you trust this person that's with you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So then even if you are feeling constrained or claustrophobic or whatever, there's that freedom of that feeling, knowing I've got this person that can trust me. I can trust, that I completely relax. I know if anything goes wrong, they've got my back.
Right.
So
yeah, and is this in line with BDSM? You say rope play and rubber enthusiasts. Those are two separate kind of worlds in a way, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't quite call that onto the BDSM side. It can easily if you put impact play, wax play, et cetera, on top of that. But if you're just wearing it's not necessarily BDSM.
Right.
But rope play, it can easily be either artistic or shibari, or it can easily lead into the kinbaku or, the BDSM side.
Yeah. Now that you're into a role play, all the terminology for it. Have you been studying, reading up on it, watching videos to learn the art and craft of doing that? Are you that enthusiastic about it?
I don't know so much about the history as far as how it started, but I do know just the general ties. I tie myself.
Okay.
Or other people usually. But yeah, so I do have a general understanding of shibari itself.
All right. Yeah. Now I'm looking at this. One of your masks that you wear is the little piggy ears and the piggy nose. I mean, you look like a sexy Slipknot groupie.
I love it.
Yes. So, well, what do you love so much about the aesthetic of being like a rubber pig?
Oh man, I wouldn't say so much of a pig, but
yeah,
man, if I had all the money, I would just buy so much latex. It's just the idea of dressing up and all the varieties you can get from it. The pig just being a very fun mask because it actually has the ears, the snout, little danglies and whatnot. It kind of transforms you. It makes you gives you a bigger personality.
Where'd you get this, and how much did one of these masks cost?
Oh, that's my most expensive mask. That was $300.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And where do you get that? What section of Kohl's is this in?
Oh, yeah.
On Etsy.
Yeah. Exactly, Etsy.
Was it Etsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Etsy has a huge market for the fetish stuff.
Yeah.
I bought a really decent cat of nine tails from Etsy for $25. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm surrounded by freaky women. I like it. No. Now with this too, let's see. What was I going to ask next? See, I got so distracted. I'm like, what are you buying? All right. What's the longest you've worn, this rubber? And is it very hot and sweaty?
Oh, you sweat. You drip sweat. If that exact dress I wore for about 5 hours at a fetish or kink ball. And you get so hot, but it's all worth it.
Yeah, I think that's cool too because it's a great way to lose weight too. You're in good shape, but you wear one of those like rubber dresses for 5 hours, you're sweating at least 15 pounds of water weight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a sauna.
Now, have you been trying to encourage your friends to get into this lifestyle as well? Like, have you been getting Kayla kind of rubbered up?
Yeah, actually, yes, I've sold her some of my latex, so I have.
Yeah. No,
and I've asked her, like, I definitely want her to tie me up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm always going to her to like learn new things and try to get new items from her. And then, getting tied up is one thing I cannot wait to do.
Yeah. What's some of the questions like how long have you guys known each other, by the way?
It's been some years. We've had some acquaintances from tattoo shops. And so we've always been around each other, but as of recent, we've been closer.
Nice. Yeah. And then once you realized and started following Rose and seeing everything that she has been showcasing, what were some of the questions that you were asking her about this lifestyle, Kayla?
Not really asking her questions. I'm just telling her how much I love her art and what she does. I respect it so much.
Yeah.
And she's saying she's taking these pictures on her own.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they're just so professional and so beautiful. I literally bought so much prints off her and like made a little collage to like hang up at my house of like all of her art and her photos.
Right.
Because it really is art. It's just so beautiful.
And that's 100%. And this is why, I was so excited to have you in and talk about this because it is art. It is something that you could see with these black and whites, something that you could easily see in a frame up on a wall. Whatever your lifestyle is, it is, there are some beautifully captured shots that you have here. And who inspires you in this world that made you want to emulate it and create your own?
I actually follow a lot of fellow kinksters on Instagram, and
they're called kinksters. That's awesome. I like that name.
I guess that's kind of my way of saying, but yeah, fellow kinksters. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, April took those photos, by the way, not me.
So
she'll get credit. Yeah, I follow a ton of kinksters and rubber enthusiasts online, and they inspired me to keep pushing more and more because everybody gets so creative with how they take their own photos or how they get their photos taken.
Right.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. And this is the sad clown lighting up candles. And, what inspired you to dress up like this?
Birthday photos, actually.
This is your birthday photos?
Yeah, 30th birthday.
This is a fantastic birthday. Look, that's such a female thing too, to take photos for like a monumental birthday. That's a very common thing. You took a very common thing. You made it beautifully yours. This is a great 30th birthday like spreadsheet. So what are you going to do on your 40th birthday?
Oh man, go to a dungeon.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you also, so with this, kind of rubber enthusiasm, it's still kind of like the confinement of your tight. Now you also have like lacy kind of masks as well. Is it similar feelings? Is it still in the same realm of the kind of kink world?
It does, but it's not my preference in texture. It's just harsh on the skin.
Yeah, it feels raw. I could imagine, right? Yeah. Like on face. I got to be a little bit, little tough there. And those heels look amazing. So what are you, almost like 5'4" when you wear those?
Oh, just about. Yeah, I know the height I want to be.
What's your height right now?
I claim 5'1".
You claim 5'1"? That's your Tinder height? Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, what's your actual height? 5? You're a 5-footer?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
That's okay.
More than likely.
I don't understand short girls that want to be tall. I mean, I guess maybe the biggest inconvenience of that is reaching things on the top shelf.
We can hide easy. There's a perk to that.
Yeah. Let's do some pros and cons being short, because we got Rose here and we've been going down the rabbit hole of her beautiful Instagram page, which you guys could follow if you want to see the world of being a rubber enthusiast. It's Rose_Samora. And she has all these beautiful black and white stills. It's like literally, like we said, something that you could see hung up on a wall, just a work of art. In fact, actually, have you ever considered doing like a art exhibition night, just showing off your pieces?
Oh, absolutely. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. I just haven't found the right place or known the right people to get into that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But that is something that would be, I think a great night of fun.
Oh,
And especially you had some drinks and some music there, and you have all these different pieces and what inspired them in the background. Like, say, this piece that I pulled up right now. It's almost Jesus-esque, right? Because I think Crown of Thorns when I'm looking at this barbed wire, but it's not just around your head. It's wrapped around your mouth in your mask. That is not a Gimp mask. It's like a rubber ski mask.
I don't see the photo. I don't remember quite what I was wearing that day. But
Oh, you know what? Here, I'm pulling it up right now. Sorry. That was all for my own view.
Oh, yeah, no, that's my latex hood. Yes.
Yeah, your latex hood. So, yeah, which is like a ski mask, but it's latex.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And then you got the barbed wire wrapped around your head. And you can kind of see the Thorn of Crowns reference that I was referring to, but it's also across your mouth. So what were you inspired to put this picture? What does this picture say to you? Like, what is this about?
Oh, so Jesus-esque, very much so. Yes, that inspired me.
But good.
Also, I just like to put things in my mouth when I take photos. As you can probably see, there's like food, barbed wire.
Like an oral fixation of sorts?
I think photogenically, it just looks so good.
Yeah.
Like with just things in your mouth. So I think that's where it comes
from. Well, that too, especially since you're wearing the mask in the mouth and the eyes are the only thing that are necessarily open, right? So then, there's got to be something that kind of connects there too. I don't know.
Highlight it.
Yeah. I'm trying to go like subconscious. Like, what's this mean?
It gives the photo more balance, really. Like to.
What would you call this photo? And so again, let's think art gallery stuff. This is art gallery exhibition. Every single piece needs to have a name, right? And that's how you're going to know which one sells. So with this one, what would you call this one? And you come up with a name. I'll have Weirdo come up with a name, Kayla, and then I'll come up with a name as well. So what would you call this? Kayla, you have a name for it yet?
I have to go first.
Yep.
You don't have to go first. Let's see. Well, Rose, you go first, and we'll see if we can one up it.
Thorny Jesus.
Thorny Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus,
Okay. Yeah. All right. What do you say?
I'm going to keep it simple and just say barbed.
Barbed?
Just unholy goddess. Because
is there holes there?
In the eyes?
No, unholy goddess, because like it's supposed to be holy, but obviously,
Yeah.
It's kind of mocking the holy.
Well, I mean, I like barbed wire Jesus and something like the hardcore Halo. I like alliteration though. That's why. All right, let's go into the next shot and come up with another name on this. You can see this beefvegan.com/ or youtube.com/beefvegan. Now this is you're wearing your latex pig mask with a cupcake in your mouth as like a ball gag. Your ears are pierced as well, and it says Rose as one of the tags.
Yes.
This is amazing in so many different levels. The mask being one of them. Just one of them. Now, what would you call this piece that way you would post on there?
Carb master.
Carb
master.
Because it's a cupcake. It has carbs.
Oh, carb master.
Carb master.
Okay. You feel like a little piggy eating that carby little cupcake there?
Yes.
Exactly. That submissive little cupcake?
Yeah, that submissive little cupcake. You gonna eat that cupcake? That looks so good. Eat that cupcake. All right, now I got all weird. All right, what do you say, weirdo?
Feed me.
Feed me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Kayla, you got an example for that?
I'm loving the ones that we got so far. I think Feed Me is going to be
Feed Me is good.
the
Yeah.
top,
Yeah. I have two names for it. I have a clean one, and then I have one I'll say on the podcast broadcast. But they rhyme. All right. So I would call this pig funfetti. Funfetti is a style of cake and cupcake.
Okay.
It looks like a funfetti cake. And then funfetti rhymes with like a pun that I have in mind. That would make this also, a little dirtier. And, so it's artistic. Okay. So one last, this got milk.
Yeah.
It's got milk almost,
Right,
it says it, it writes itself. That's fantastic as well. And so all these are very, exotic, erotic, and very artistic. And this is definitely my favorite Instagram page of the week for sure. So Rose_Samora. You guys check it out, follow her, and let's see, learn more about the world and the art of a rubber enthusiast. So it's very beautiful. Thank you for educating me on this, Rose.
Of course.
And hopefully I wasn't too creepy in my questions. I feel like I tread lightly. I'm like tiptoeing and trying not to be that guy, while also very curious as that guy.
Yes.
Yes. You proud of me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No, you did good. You're very professional today.
Thank you. All right, good. Let's hit the reset. We have a lot more to cover, including we're going to do a play-by-play of a fight that broke out between furries and people in LA on a beach. It's an odd, very hilarious video that I'm going to share with you on the podcast broadcast, and we got more coming up after Jimmy World on Rock 102.1 KFMA, so don't go away. Clear. All right, cool. So as I get that video ready, I do want to say, we got a suggestion here from Sean saying Jesus one should be she without sin.
Ooh. I like that.
See,
that is a good one.
That's even more artistic, you know. You want to come up with names that are even more like add to the value of the piece instead of the blatantly obvious. I'm coming up with blatantly obvious. I'm like, confetti.
That's why it's rough. It's like I'm trying to it's like rack my brain for like so many things that it could be, but it's like something that takes time. And she only knows because she created it. So I'm sure with time she'll come up with wonderful names.
Better names.
Yeah. And what inspires you to take these shots, right? So, I mean, you're looking and you're following other people. So are you emulating that? Or are you coming up with these ideas organically and wanting to try to capture what's in your mind?
It's usually organically. All I need to see is a prop and I'll just go from there. So the prop being the barbed wire, and I was like, cool, I can do this and that.
Yeah.
And then we get it done.
That is probably one of my favorite shots of yours. That barbed wire Jesus one. Yeah, that is very nice.
Yeah.
It's like dangerous, you know, it looks painful, even though I'm sure it's not. You place on there delicately. You're not trying to like pierce your entire face, but it's not like you're afraid of needles at the same time.
Oh, I hate syringes. There's that.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You know, that's a healthy.
That's a different one.
Yeah. Who do you think has more tattoos between you and Kayla?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I would say
easily.
That,
yeah, hands down. Because I mean, do you have the bottom of your feet tattooed?
No. If I ever get bored enough, sure, I'll do that. But I got my palms.
Oh yeah. Show me your palms. What's it say?
Die in peace.
Die in peace. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Was that painful?
Oh my.
So, I mean, yes.
Tattoos are painful. Let's preference that.
Right.
And I know that's a generic thing, but obviously I've had tattoos in areas that were considered the most painful parts of the body.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad. I would consider the ones that don't seem that painful to be even more painful. But the palm of your hand, that's got to be kind of annoying, right?
Surprisingly, not the worst one. I feel like I hate the spine. I hate the back. So I feel like that's worse than the palm. So I'll take palm any day.
So when the needle hits the bone, that's the most painful part, right? So if you're on the spine now.
Like single needle, like the smaller needles. Yeah. That hurts.
Right. So like, what do you have your entire, you just have pieces on your back that just right there on your spine?
Oh, it's blacked out. It's all blacked out.
Completely blacked out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's
How
painful,
is that experience of blacking out? Because I am debating on blacking out the bottom of my forearm.
Oh, so arm I don't think is that bad. I was a little silly and blacked out my leg in 2 sessions, and that was a terrible, not terrible, but it was just the most uncomfortable healing process.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would take it in steps because of swelling, your skin, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had my ribs tattooed, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's got to be the worst spot." A lot of tattoo artists hate tattooing it, but honestly, the inside of my leg, this one, like I would close my eyes, and it just felt like a razor blade was just going like this. I'm like, why does that hurt so bad? And I've had my foot tattooed, like the whole bit, but the inside of my leg, for whatever reason, was the worst.
Yeah. Well, for me, honestly, it was probably the arm just doing touch-ups. But my armpit was nice. Everything else was super nice. All right. I was getting this video ready. And I want to watch it. So earlier this morning for Morning Moron, which I feel like maybe I should share the Morning Moron video first. Yeah, I'll do this. So early this morning during Morning Moron, we talked about this furry brawl. I'm going to give you the details in this clip that we did this morning. And then on the flip side, we're going to show you a video of the fight that broke out. It's fantastic. It's hilarious. And you got to check it out. Plugged album, Lake of Fire. Of course, that's a cover from Arizona band Meat Puppets. There's your day in music history here. Right?
Look at you.
Yeah, I know. I know things about music. It's kind of a bag, baby. All right. It is now 6:15. Time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this. Also know things about morons, right? And today's, I didn't think in 2023 I'd be reading a story like this. Now, you're familiar with furries, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are now. And it's kind of mainstream of sorts. Now, furries, if you've been living under a rock, it's a lifestyle. that some people choose. They like to dress up in kind of mascot outfits. And, with that, that is the way that they like to identify and feel free. And sometimes they even get sexual and put together videos and put that online. I've seen those. Those are weird.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just hang out. Like I saw a bunch of furries at the Renaissance Fair. I mean, they're everywhere. Yeah, which is odd.
There was a vendor that was actually selling tails.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of popular. It's growing in popularity, and and good for them, right? Whatever makes you happy, I'm a fan of. But there was a bunch of furries that got together for a big beach party in LA on Saturday. It's an annual thing called the Sunset Beach Bonfire Fur Meet. Okay.
That's the longest title.
Yeah, I know. For branding, it's not really that great. And I'll say this too. I mean, it's a very odd place to meet up and have a party on the beach because you got all this like fake fur. You would assume it's going to take months to get all that sand out, right? Even without fur, just natural like hair on my body. When I go to the beach, I'm sandy for at least a week.
I mean, you still have sand when you went from San Diego in your beard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's only because I don't shower. But anyways, they had their annual meetup and things got hairier than usual this year. So some guy refused to stop filming the furries and they were a little upset. So one of the head furries, a guy that we'll call Wolf Pirate, started beating him with the bullhorn. In fact, actually, you'll see on the podcast broadcast the picture of how we started this clip off of like a still from this. It's an excellent shot. I mean, it is fantastic as far as this furry just nailed him right in the face. And the guy still has the phone in his hand. He's like, no, it's funny. Huh? You got the furries, huh? Your furry's at the beach. I want to film it. I'm going to go viral. And apparently, they're in a public beach and they got offended by this. And I think they're in the wrong for getting upset by this. I mean, when you dress up as these like mystical, magical creatures and you go out to a place of public, people are going to stare and wonder.
Well, and there's an element of like you kind of want that, right? Like if you didn't want anybody to look at you, then you would have just done this at home.
Yes. You wouldn't dressed in an oversized mascot costume. I'm good friends with Dusty the Roadrunner from Tucson Roadrunners. And when Dusty's out, he gets attention because he's got like this oversized head and oversized eyes and like you glued on smile. People love that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's footage of the whole thing that will go down and we'll show you in the podcast broadcast. It's uncensored and it's pretty hilarious. So watching that video is going to be a good time later on. Now, it's not clear who was filming them. So the guy who's getting into a fight was getting into a fight because he was filming the furries. And while the fight started happening, someone else was filming the guy filming the furries getting into a fight. You follow me?
It's furry inception.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So either way, the guy who was filming started bleeding, then screaming and yelled, "This is what furries do to you, man." And then also yelled, "I'm going to sue you until you don't have a life." To which the furry responded like, "I'm a furry. I already didn't have a life."
Yeah.
Hello. There's photos and videos of the aftermath, including a shot of the guy who got abused sitting on the sand with his head wrapped in gauze. So he got beat up by a furry pretty bad. And that's something you can't really like sleep well knowing, right? In your life, you just started off where you want to have a nice day at the beach on a Saturday, right? Then you see something that makes you giggle and enjoy, and you want to document that. Then you get your ass kicked by a grown person dressed up like a mascot. Near manhood and any shred of dignity is gone, evaporated, done.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about this guy's well-being. Cops eventually showed up. There's footage of them, one of them tackling the second furry who piled into the fight.
Oh my God. I can't wait to watch this.
This is, and I know I could only describe it during Morning Moron, but set your like alarm at 9 a.m. this morning. When we go live for the podcast broadcast, we're watching this video in its entirety and reacting to it. And I can't wait. Yes. All right. Well, with that said, who's
the moron?
Well, I will say the morning moron in this situation is the guy that didn't respect the furry's wishes and then got his ass kicked by furries.
Okay.
If you're going to stand your ground and try to be a tough guy and not listen to people's like respectful wishes, then you at least have to be tough. Yeah. But if, you get your ass kicked by all these furries, then you're definitely going to get clowned on and be called a morning moron.
Your girlfriend's favorite DJ, DJ Looney.
I gotta do it like this. Now I got it back on there.
Your girlfriend's favorite DJ, DJ Looney.
What up, Looney? Good to see you on the stream. Of course, you got to hit your drop. All right, now let's get into this furry nonsense. This is fantastic. Now, like we just said in the entire story of Morning Moron, this whole thing just broke out. This is an annual event, apparently, or gathering in Los Angeles of furries on the beach. And I've already expressed why I think that's a terrible idea for furries to hang out on the beach. It 100% has to do with the sand. You know, like sand is a pain in the ass when you're not covered head to toe in fur, right? So
and a lot of furries spend a lot of money on their really exuberant get-ups.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Now, of course, there's going to be cursing, but there's always cursing on this podcast, so you should be used to it by now, motherfuckers. All right, and here's how this went. Check this out.
Time, you fucking chill out.
Can you respect the area?
Oh my God.
That's the guy that got hit in the face with the bullhorn, sounding like a bitch. And then saying, "This is what furries do to you." This is
crying.
Yes, this is
not
not.
around and found out.
Yes,
and now he's mad about it.
Right. So this is what you get. This guy. I mean,
like
seriously.
he was being super bold, being like, "I'm filming you, and I'm allowed to." And then, wow.
Yes, and now I'm 100% team furry. Let's watch the replay again of this little punk getting clocked in the face with the bullhorn.
Time, you fucking
Yep. But the cries though. Dude, I don't think I could ever whine like that. Like, who cries like that?
What the hell?
Hold on.
Don't mess with the wolf pirate.
Yeah.
Do not touch them.
I'm gonna require stitches. Gingerbread man.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
Yeah, but he's being helped by a furry.
We're trying to listen to it. It's too funny. Come on, man. All right, we're back on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. I got to play the video again after we get back on the stream because it's hilarious sound bites, but there's definitely expletives. And the quote of the day is, "This is what furries do to you, man." Oh my God. It's so good. I knew it was going to be good. I didn't realize it was going to be this good. Yeah, now it's going to be in my best of file for sure. It's just fantastic. Yes. So, all right, welcome back to the show. We're live here on the podcast broadcast. And, you know, speaking of furries, let me talk about the furry animals that we know and we love, cats and dogs. A lot of people believe in myths that aren't necessarily true. And I want to share with you what these myths are so you don't fall into that trap. Now, what are some things you know about cats and dogs? If I threw that question out to you, Weirdo, if you can name some kind of little factoids that you think you know?
I mean, with cats, when they're purring, it means they're comfortable and happy.
Okay. Yeah. Rose or Kayla, you got any like dog or cat like assumptions?
Ooh, when dogs do that little sneeze when they're fighting, that's just letting them know that they're not being serious.
Oh, really? You've heard that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He's like, "I'm just playing with you." Achoo. Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, those didn't make the list. The poll found that 92% of cat and dog owners still believe at least one common myth about their pet. Here are the top myths. Okay. So, dog myth number 1, that wagging their tail always means that they're happy.
No.
Yeah. That is a myth. That's right, Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, it could also mean that they're just interested in something or just feeling extra alert. So 68% of people believe that one.
Okay.
But not Rose. She knew that was just dog crap. All right. Here's a cat myth for you: that cats can see in total darkness.
This one I knew.
You knew this.
That they cannot actually see in total darkness.
I didn't know this. Yeah, I thought they could see in the dark. I thought it was one of their superpowers. Now, they could definitely see in low light better than we can, but they can't see if it's pitch black. So you could still have your cat run into things. So,
Right, yeah. People always like imagine it being like, oh, just night vision turns on suddenly and they're... No, it doesn't.
Oh, That's a bummer. Yeah, bummer for the cats here. Here's a dog myth number 2, and I've heard this one before many times over, that a wet nose means that they're healthy. That's not always true. Yeah, it isn't a good indicator of health, and neither is the temperature of their nose. It could just be wet because dogs tend to lick their nose a lot. But 38% of people believe that one. I feel like that was a low stat. I felt like more people thought a wet nose means a healthy dog.
Yeah.
Well, now
I believe that with cats too.
You think that with cats too? Yeah, I don't know what
I've
it
heard
says
that
on
as
cats.
well.
Yeah. I know. I grew up with a cat, and if the cat's nose was dry, then you have a sick cat. Apparently, yeah. Yeah, but no, that's not true. Here's cat myth number 2: that cats always land on their feet. Anyone who's ever played catch with a cat knows that's not true. 41% of people believe that. Sometimes the cat, if your cat's older and overweight, not in the best health, then their reaction time isn't there anymore. So,
I mean, it does have something to do with the fluid in their ears, but it's not 100% foolproof.
Right.
Yeah, so it does help them flip over as they're falling, but sometimes there's not enough space while they're falling to fully flip over. Because I've watched cats land on their back.
Oh, there's videos of it on YouTube for hours. And people love seeing that. So those are the most common myths that we believe about cats and dogs. So don't believe the myths. All right, we're going to hit the reset. Be back with your beef tip, but we're keeping the conversation moving. We're watching furry assault videos on youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right. Yeah. Okay. One more time. I have 2 videos of the furry stuff, but I wanted to see the recap on that. And there was a couple other stuff.
I'm like, have you guys seen that Montgomery Brawl one yet? Have you done that?
Is that a furry?
Oh yeah. In Alabama for sure. Yeah. We did that in the first day that it broke out. And that was a fuck around and find out moment too. And those the boat owners, the white people who were instigating the whole thing, got their ass kicked. That now facing charges. It's a classic tale of entitlement and intoxication. You come back.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You think you're gonna jump some guy, and you just jump a black guy out of nowhere for no good reason, and
people are gonna come swimming to your aid and pull out chairs.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and a lot of women got wrecked by other women there too. It was a full blown family affair.
Oh yeah.
So boat people, man, have you ever been on a boat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hot chicks. They get invited on boats all the time. I've only been on 2. I got invited a couple years ago. It was the first time I was on a boat because I always had poor friends, and they never invite like the chubby guy to come out on the boat. But it was a good experience to kind of rub elbows and see what that life was all about. And I found out what it was all about. Just getting drunk. Yeah, that's what it is. But the problem is you got to dock eventually. And when you dock, you got to be a nice person and know that all the entitlement should be left out there on the water. Because when you're on the land, you're amongst the regular people again. Yeah. And dropping wisdom left and right. All right, let's get back to the furry fight. I'm going to replay this from the very beginning again, just because I enjoyed it so much. Here we go.
Right time, you fucking. Chill out.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I do want to record that. Hold on. I'm just going to record this soundbite. There we go. This is what I swear to God, I'm using this as a sweeper now.
He was going for that gingerbread man voice.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
If you close your eyes, you can see it perfectly.
Or not laugh, right?
No, it's okay to laugh.
Sounds like a laugh.
It's hilarious. I'm gonna sue you. Yeah, good luck finding out who I really am.
Right. Yeah.
Until I don't have a life, I'm already a furry, bitch.
I'm trying to figure out the dude in the lederhosen that's in the background.
This is just LA.
Yeah. Just LA. Okay.
Yeah. Here, there's more. Here's a picture of the same dude who got messed up with his head wrapped in gauze. So fantastic. Yep. All right. Let's see. Him still crying. This is what furries do to you, man. Don't mess around with these furries. Let's, I gotta go to the phone real quick. Rock 1 2 by 1. Who's this?
It's Jake.
What up, Jake?
Hey, man, I'm pretty sure that guy who got hit with the bullhorn might be a furry because he sounded like the bad guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he might be, you know, and that's probably why he even ain't skating in the first place because he was just jealous.
Yeah.
I know.
So
How do you
good.
not? Yeah, like see the irony in that as the guy who's anti-furry, sounding like he should be a furry. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, Jake. I also got police video I'm going to share on the stream here, so I appreciate the call. I'll talk to you here in a minute.
Bye.
Later. All right, so this is the police video of the situation. Is that the police video? Let's
No, I think it's
Time! You fucking
this is a little longer.
Chill out.
Respect the area.
different angle.
Really does sound like the gingerbread man from Shrek while he's being tortured.
Do not touch that!
He's a furry, and he's just checking on you. Okay, buddy? Yeah, sorry I messed you up so bad.
Yeah, because there's this dude in the striped hoodie that's got a tail, and he's like checking on him and helping him.
See, not all furries are bad. I mean, that one without a shirt is, but not the other ones.
You guys?
The one that's bleeding is or they have given
Fucking scalp complex and stubbornness fucking rumors that led to this. Fuck you.
Ah, man, the
What
world
did he
is
say
weird.
about the government?
I don't know. Some weird, like,
Oh,
a furry
God.
conspiracy theory or anti-furry conspiracy theory. I mean, you know, the internet has fucked us in so many ways. I mean, one, I mean, I'm completely getting off on this violence, but for two,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like, yeah, the warped perception of reality and like the
Right.
motive behind everything.
Mhm.
Everyone finds a motive behind everything. And I know, like, you know, a lot of our friends, Rico too, is like, hey, did you see the internet talking about, you know, what started the Maui fires? Now there is no, you know, real like official reason how the fires got started, but the theory is that it was because you know millionaires are trying to buy land and the locals wouldn't sell their land. So then what they do, they committed genocide. That's a reach. It's
Right.
hard to believe, but this is what the internet will you know, spew out there anyways. There's going to be people that believe it and there's going to be people who don't believe it.
Right.
And as far as the facts, they're somewhere out there.
Right.
And even when they're presented, you know, they will be believed by some people, then they won't be believed by others.
Right.
That's what we do. So, you know,
Well, right. Even when they officially come out with the alien, like,
we talked about that earlier.
yeah, like the fact that, like, even then there's still going to be people who are gonna be like, nope, still not true. Still not true.
Well, you know, Tom DeLonge was talking about the whistleblower, which was the exciting thing, and saying that he believes the government should withhold information, not reveal too much right now. And that, to me, says two things. One, Tom DeLonge knows more, and he's scared. And two, you know, what was two? No, that's just one. I guess I just have 1 point on that.
Just 1 point.
But you know, we made the quip that they are going to, you know, we like the theory is they're going to reveal that, hey, aliens are amongst us, and here's one right here, right? That's going to happen this year. But then I actually adjusted my theory and said maybe it's going to happen right when the presidential election heats up. Because at that point, we're going to have the entire country like at each other's throats. Then they're not going to give a shit. They're going to be like, move over, alien boy. And then, you know, start chanting for whoever they're voting for, right?
Right.
So that's the world we're living in. It's fantastic. Let me get on the air and we got to wrap things up here.
Right.
Rock 102.1 KFMA and end this song short because we are running out of time, unfortunately. But I'd like to thank our in-studio guests, the beautiful and talented Kayla. Thank you again. And Rose_Samora. You can follow her fantastic lifestyle and art that she posts on that Instagram page. I'm a huge fan of it, and it might be something that you be into too. So follow her, and if she deems you not too creepy, she might let you in. All right. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/BeFegan. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe from Rock Local. Later.
We should get Furry off the fight.
Huh?
We should get Furry off.
All right, clear. All right. I didn't do like a little app, like end song or whatever, but that's okay. We're wrapping things up. I know.
Weirdly, Creepy Rick wasn't here today, huh?
Well, we'll check and make sure he's okay. I know this was definitely a show dedicated to Creepy Rick, but since I didn't end it with the theme song, I'm going to end the stream with this.
We're so sorry. Thanks. Give me